Hello, hello. Welcome back to our Friday stream. I'm with Q, and we're about to continue building a Doodle alternative in no code. How are you doing, Q?
Me or the chat?
You first, maybe,
Me?
but the chat as
Because
well.
I really thought you were talking about the chat. I'm great, actually. Was a bit tired yesterday, but today is okay. Because it's soon the weekend, so... And finishing with a
Nice.
live is always cool, you know.
I was watching the We Crashed series last week, and I realized they had, instead of saying "Thank God it's Friday," they had this "Thank God it's Monday" motto. And I thought that was pretty clever on their
Yeah.
side. Nice one. And in the chat, who do we have in the chat? We have people, someone on YouTube, someone on Twitch. Don't hesitate to say hi. Today, like last week, will be very laid back. We're basically, actually, I can start sharing my screen right away. In case you missed it last week, what we're doing is we are attempting to recreate Rally or Rally, not sure how they pronounce it, in no code. And Rally is a Doodle alternative, but without ads. It's open source actually. You don't have to log in. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. You can easily translate it in different languages, in French, Spanish, whatever you like. And basically what we did last week, so we thought it'd be cool to do it to do the UX, the UI, sorry, with WeWeb, because we really like the UX of the tool. And so last week what we did, we started with a sidebar, this little sidebar here. I think, yeah, we managed to have a little hover effect, oh, not on here then, but on this menu. And you'll notice that compared to the original, so here, even if you hover on the text, this little icon here becomes bluish, purplish. We can't do that in no code in WeWeb yet. We're waiting for the states. They are coming soon. But yeah, basically we could have a hover effect when the user hovers over here, but we wouldn't be able to change the color of this icon with a hover effect on the entire div, uh, basically. And yeah, so this week we're gonna try working on this. Does that sound good to you, Q? Or did you wanna?
Yeah.
Was there anything you wanted to? I see
No,
you
I
have.
think we talked last time about why we can't right now do the hover
Yeah.
effect. And again, just so that people know, this will be doable with the future states, but I think they're scheduled to be in production early next year. So yeah, still need to be a little patient. We could do this though with a workflow and triggering the hover using the element ID, but quite cumbersome. And I mean, it's over engineered for what we want to do. So maybe let's just continue on layering stuff.
Sure.
And yeah, this should be, I mean, if we manage, I don't know for you, but if we manage today to get like the new poll screen with the form and maybe the first logic of the form, that'd be great in 1 hour.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's try to do this. So I'm gonna get
Just be right back. I will do a coffee.
Yeah, go for
Come
it.
back.
And what I'll do, so I'll start by adding a container here for this form. So let me delete this because it was just a copy paste of this basically. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and add, oh, actually maybe I can go inside my UI kit and let's try this actually. We do have some forms in the UI kit, so maybe I can just, maybe I'll just do that. So let me go ahead. I'll take the sign in one here and have it here. Oh, it's a section. Okay, so I'm just going to use the login form and have it here. Boom. Here we go. Okay, so it actually looks a little bit similar, so I don't have to worry about the styling as much. Let's see, let's just get rid of, I will get rid of the margin. Boom. And let's see, so here I can just get rid of this completely, right? Yeah. Boom. Boom. And here what we'll do, we'll have the title, the location, and the description. Okay, so title, location, we're going to get rid of this. Boom. And description is a bigger one. Let's see. I'm just going to copy paste the password field. I will rename it so description.
And don't forget to change the type also.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time. So
actually, so let's rename everything properly. I think it takes a bit of time, but it's just good practice, because afterwards when you do your form, when you do your logic and the workflow, it's nicer if you already have the title inputs. And just so you know, actually, maybe for those of you who are beginners with WeWeb, you see here we have twice the password input value. That's because I copy pasted it here. But actually, if I change this and say description input, it would change here. And here the password input is actually location input. And here you can see your variables, the component variables. But let's go
also,
back.
The input types.
Yeah.
For HTML validation, because some people asked quite recently in the community, and I think in the chats. So these are used only to validate data in the browser, so the user browser. So it's not totally secure, because people can still see your API call to the backend and try to use another variable, but it's really useful for UX, because if you select, for example, an email input and the user doesn't enter an email, the browser will automatically display an error message saying, yeah, you need to enter an email, basically. And same for password. Password by default, they can't see what's inside. So it's really cool to do this well for UX purposes, because I don't know for you, but I see so many websites for big companies where the password input or the email input is not a proper email or password. And also, if you've got a password manager, it's triggering me, because it doesn't know it has to enter your email and your password here. So yeah, do this for user, please.
Nice. I hadn't thought of the password manager. So yeah, the input type is basically when you're on your input. So here we're on the title input. You can. It was initially email because it was I used the sign-in form, but you can change it to short answer, for example, or password, or whatever you want. We want a short answer. And then monthly meetup.
Everything is a short answer, except the last one should be a long answer.
And I will do it exactly like he. Location will be Joe's coffee shop. And there's something interesting. I think it's. Yeah, we can actually choose the advanced placeholder. Let's see if but I don't think that's what he does. No, that's not what he does. But here, just so you know, if you choose the advanced placeholder here, when you go into preview mode, if you start typing, it will transform into a label. So, for example, instead of having a location label, we could take this out, and then here as a placeholder we would have location. And so here we would just have location as the placeholder. We could make it nicer, of course, design it, and as soon as the user started typing in, it would change, which is a good practice to to have in some case. And in our case, it doesn't match the design we want,
Yeah.
so we'll just leave it as that.
Best practices are like for this, because I worked quite heavily on forms, is that the classic one, you've got the label above the input, or the second one, which Google popularized, I think, it's to get the placeholder to get above the input while you're typing, but never ever use only a placeholder if it gets deleted while the user is typing. Otherwise, when the user is typing, he or she won't remember what the input is all about. So you always have to have a label somewhere.
And I just refreshed the editor because my placeholder wasn't appearing anymore. Just so you know why I did that. Joe's Coffee Shop, and then this is a description. And don't worry, I will take care of the padding and margin in a second. This is actually a long answer, and would that work actually to make it bigger? No, it doesn't.
I don't remember if you have to use another input actually, because I think we've got a big one in the UI kit.
Let's see, long answer is here.
Yeah, this one.
Go for it. It'll be just as easy. I don't need that. And hey, everyone, please choose a dice that work for you. Oops. Boom. Description. So here, I think. Oh no, that's just because long answer. I'm just renaming again so that it's consistent across my HTML tree here. So this is actually the location field. And now let's see where I have. I'm gonna remove the margin, and except I can't do it this way. I wanted to use the. Let's see if we can do it like this, but I don't think so. No. Okay, so I will add bottom margin to this. All right, that looks pretty good. Maybe just this one is not 100% compared to this one. Let's see.
I think it's with 100% by default, and maybe it was overwritten on the. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oops. What's this?
Right.
Okay. That's a new one.
Okay, and why is it not? Okay, maybe this, yeah.
Okay.
All right, why not? And just, so let's see. So the text input is, the placeholder color. Do you know what that color is?
Which one?
The placeholder color. Yeah, it's just slightly.
I think it's just black with some opacity, so. And maybe it's a higher opacity.
Can I actually change the placeholder color?
That's a good question. Sure. I don't know. I think with the new inputs that are actually on staging, maybe.
Placeholder color, yeah. It's
Oh
here.
yeah, no, that's this one. Okay. I think it's only the opacity that changed. Normally, you should set it as black and like set maybe.
It looks
Because
a
I
little
don't know
bit.
if it's gray. Yeah, but it's grayish when you're changing the opacity.
Yeah. Just with the text, like with the what would be the CSS class for that? It would just be text. I mean, text color, like regular text, or is it different when it's hey Tux93?
Placeholder, CSS color.
Classic.
Okay. The CSS class is with the yeah. Okay. The placeholder selector. So we've got the CSS class and like two dots placeholder.
Ah.
Input place. But I don't think it's like Tailwind is setuping it. I think it's only opacity.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, this one looks close enough.
Yeah.
Maybe you can I'll just use the same for the others, and we can change.
Yeah. That's no biggie.
No, it's not. Just trying to see if we have. No, so just have it here. Boom. And I may be able to just save it as placeholders. That way we can change them all if we need to. We can change them all later. So a lot of people don't know that in WeWeb, but you can actually assign colors in the design system. So then if I go ahead and edit this color for placeholders, it will change on all my inputs. Okay, so we have title, location, description, and actually this is, oops. This is 14. Yeah. And the color, well, let's focus on colors later. Okay, let's do this little thing there. It's kind of nice.
Text box.
Yeah. So we need to have it inside the form container since it's a sign-in.
Yeah.
So we probably it's not going to be an issue if I put the sign-in button inside a Flexbox, right?
No. A form container can have like as many, because actually like the title field, it's a div with the label and the input, so you already have like divs inside the form container.
Yeah.
So you can have another one.
But I'm thinking
just a div with background color, a border at the top, and also pushing the elements at the end so that the button is only at the end.
Yeah, but the width needs to be 100% because I need to. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I have padding here, so that's not gonna work. Where's my padding? I have it here. Yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of this padding and. No, that's not good. And we need. Okay.
I think if I were you, I would add the padding on the form
Yeah.
container so
But
that
I can't.
everybody has it?
No, because I don't want this one to have it.
Ah, yeah, true. So then
Oh yeah, I can
adding
put
every
all
field
of
in
this.
another div.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. It'll be nicer. And actually, let me just. So, add a container here, and location and description, and I'll add the padding here, which will be much nicer and easier to handle. Now, what did I do with this one?
It's not. Yeah, voilà.
All right. And so now we're back. Maybe we can call these inputs. And navigation. Is it an issue to call the container, like in terms of for accessibility, for example? Is it a problem to name the container button?
Yeah, no, it's just an element name, so it has no value
Yeah, that's fine.
in
Okay,
SEO
cool.
or like screen readers.
Awesome. Okay, so F8, F8, FC. FC.
With the hash,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. F8. Ah, jeez.
I don't see the difference, but maybe
Yeah,
it's because of my screen.
I see it, but oops. I think it's because of this one. Oh, we don't have shadows. Let me. Do you have shadows on here? We must have.
Yeah, but should do it
No,
at
it's
the
just-
end. If I were you, I would do everything at the end. Like
Okay.
especially the shadows, because it's quite a big thing. And then the button, removing the width auto, and then justify at the end for like the flex box.
So this one.
Yep. A small margin or padding on the div so that it's not.
Actually, yeah. So let's go ahead with their padding. 1616. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do it here. And here.
And the div is not taking the width, the height. Sorry, is why is it not like the height of the button? Ah, because the button has margins. Okay.
Nice.
Yes, let's just remove them. Nice. It's beginning to look like it. Nice.
Yeah. Continue. And
in purple, like every SaaS right now. Some years ago, it was like green and orange.
Call it purple SaaS.
No, it's purple. Yeah, I mean, I see it everywhere. I'm like, stop it. I wonder if Stripe is using it, because there is actually a joke in the SaaS world that everybody's copying Stripe for design.
Oh yeah?
Design-wise, yeah. Like every time Stripe is changing their homepage or like their product design, every SaaS will align.
I thought we could do that. What? Oh no, sorry, I was that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. I mean, this is 12 pixel. No, that was the padding. Sorry. I don't know if things are getting more complicated or if I'm out of practice, but oh yeah, font 6 pixels. I'm having trouble like finding the info I need.
I always go in the computed panel in the DevTools, because you've got only the end result of the classes, because with the CSS, because everything's cascading,
Yeah.
like checking all the classes is quite long and not always true. So if I were you, I would just go to computed and check like the padding margins, the fonts there.
Okay. Oh, okay, and there's also a little the border, the top border for this one.
Yeah.
Boom.
Solid black classic. Or maybe not black, maybe gray.
Yeah, it would be that. What the?
Was what?
No, because I'm looking for the login form. Okay, so let's make this solid. Is that good? That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. And one thing I noticed, I've seen that before, where my button is kind of. Can you see that like the rounded edges are cut off? And I've done that before, and I can't remember what it is.
It depends on the border, on the radius, and I think in some cases you're between 2 pixels. So it depends on your screen. It depends also if your browser is using accelerated rendering, I think, for the design. But yeah, the best thing is to play with the radius.
Because I wonder if it's not because...
I think if you've got an odd number, I'm not sure about this anymore, but like you're between 2 pixels, so sometimes it's quite...
No, in this case it was because my I didn't have round corners on the button container, but I did here, so it was overflowing.
Okay,
no,
that's
this
why.
is not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom. And boom. So
okay, I thought you were talking about the real button, not the div. Okay.
No, yeah, I was about this here. Okay, it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, we're missing the shadows. Let's see if we can do nice shadows fairly quickly. Otherwise, we'll skip ahead to this part. But I think it'd be nice to have shadows. So you going computed, you say?
Yeah, but shadows on the form container, no?
There's some in the input, no?
No.
As well.
It's 0, 0, 0 everywhere. I don't see any on the input.
Oh, you're right. I get the impression they're popping out of my
screen. It's the Tailwind design. That's actually something they explain in their books. And by the way, if some developers here or no coders want to learn about UI design really quick, just buy their book, because they will teach you how to do how to use contrast instead of colors. And that gives the impression to the human eyes that actually you're using shadows when you're not.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the outside container has some really small light one.
Let's see. Doesn't look
we'll
like
send
it.
you the link in the chat. Love this book. And also the Tailwind's founders, They are like they used to do on YouTube for free and Twitch some lives where they were like reconstructing popular front ends like from apps, SaaS, everything, websites, and improving them. And just watching these videos, I know that for me it helped me a lot on how to like create your HTML and CSS. And it's really useful for no-code too, because I mean the way the architecture at the beginning, they're like, we're gonna do this, like this layout in a box and this one in another box, and the way they deconstruct everything, really helpful in WeWeb, Webflow, I mean every tool also. Hey Val.
Nice. Do you know how we could could we do this in WeWeb, like the contrast thing?
I think it's only the border. They've got some different border, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I know that if I were to do this in WeWeb, I wouldn't care about this and just continue to try to do the other steps.
A lot of our customers use us. A lot of our users use WeWeb because they want the design to be beautiful and.
Yeah. I think it's just a different
and for sure
border.
It's possible, because I'm thinking of some client projects where that would look amazing.
I think it's just that the border is like has got an opacity maybe, so it's like grayish, and ours is just black. The like for the inputs or for the form container. Sorry.
Let's do the form container.
The form container is just a shadow, so I think it's an actual shadow. So maybe if you go back to Rally, I think that
find it
there. Oh yeah.
Okay, so if I go.
Yeah, but I think there is a div. Yeah, this one.
Yep.
Pretty sure I've got a shadow. Yeah, like box shadow. Box. Go back to styles. I think I've seen it. Box shadow var. I know it's 0, so no.
Here we have something. Tailwind shadow.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't see the difference, but maybe it's because of the screen. So I don't know if it's this one, if there is a shadow actually, because the main thing is that on the app, on Rally, the form container is white when the background is like really small gray. So that's what I don't know if our like container is gray.
I'm really bad with shadows. I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, not this.
I'll practice.
Like, is the back of the div gray? Like the whole div?
The whole div is this one?
No, like the background of the page. Because on Rally it's grayish.
Okay. And here.
And that's what's making it stand out. Okay, so.
But the container, the section has a background color.
Which one?
The section, the entire section.
Okay. So now it should be the same because yeah.
I'll ask the team for the ones that enjoy design to see if they have any idea how we can do that. Okay, let's try to do this. The step 1 of 3. So where are we? We're in here. We're in here with a title. Boom, and we will have
I checked it on the actual site. There's no shadows. It's just that the background is gray and the form is white.
Yeah, but you see on the website that it looks much nicer. Because this is not white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the colors, I don't know. Let me check.
It's okay. We can have another look some other time. I don't know.
Oh no, Shadow SM. What's Shadow SM? Shadow SM. Oh, that's this. Okay, found it. We'll send you in the chat. By the way, if you want to go faster, open Tailwind docs and check the classes. You will find all the CSS. So it's be easier than using the dev tools. Because that's what I've just done.
Okay, so let's say on the login form.
Shadows, you had one, yeah.
So we want pixels.
So 0, 1, 2, 0, and RGB 0, 0, 0, 0.05.
There we go. Doesn't look as nice, but it's something. Huh. All right, now we want those 3 little dots. Would you have, actually, let's see how you did it. Yeah, it's 2 separate divs.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the bullets are divs that have a fixed height and width and are like border radius 100% so that it's a circle. And then according to the step, you change the color, and also you add the margins and you set color to the margins too, I think.
Yeah.
Or the padding, I'm not sure. For the first one.
So we have 3 span like this. Let's just have. No, that wouldn't be. It'll be nicer with divs, I think. All right. Let's do this. It's the size of their. All right, I'm just gonna do. What's my width?
What do you mean, Val? From another website? Because it said it would be cool to create a Chrome extension that enable you to choose the div you want to replicate and copy and paste it in WeWeb. That's actually really hard to do.
You're not the first to ask, though.
Yeah. Because the style you see are computed on published websites. So all the style is not only in the div, but maybe on the whole page. And the thing is, we can't copy the whole CSS. Otherwise, it will break your app. So yeah. The main thing to do is actually to do UI kits that we plan to do, and doing one that's like Tailwind, basically, or Bootstrap, Beautify, I mean all the main UI kits. So that you just have to copy paste and change some values. But yeah, copying divs, I mean, if that where possible, we wouldn't be the only one to have this already. I'm pretty sure Webflow, Bubble, and all the other would have this too. So, but it's not that easy. Especially if you do this inside a no-code tool, you wouldn't be able to. I mean, you could copy it, but you wouldn't be able to edit it after. Nice, getting there.
Trying. There's a nice animation. I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, and the animation is with the animate JavaScript library, so it will be a pain to do without it.
Let's see now if I can.
Or maybe it's animate CSS. I don't remember.
Okay, so now I guess on here. And here it's this and and that seems about right. Okay. So you want to do some logic, I guess, because I'm thinking of two things. I'm thinking, okay, at this point maybe we can store the data values just, just in the variables, or would you want to do you think Rally has a backend?
For this? No. Yeah. Like not till you're finished. Then they have one, because when you're finished, you can go back to the page with the ID and it will get back the data.
Yeah. So for
now...
But
for like the 3 steps, it's front-end only, I think. Okay. And the last step stores everything in the backend.
Yeah, okay. And so if we do a test like this, here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here in WeWeb, it can be a separate page, but with a linked section, so that, okay, the problem is with the way we built it here.
Yeah.
So it needs...
That'd be easier to do than... Because the other thing is to display and hide forms and having 3 forms on the same page. But to design it will be harder. And like displaying the proper form according to the step. So you could have like a step variable, which is 1, 2, 3. And if it's 1, it's showing this form, 2 another one, and 3 another one. And when you're done, you take the values of all the forms and you store them in the backend.
Yeah. I'm thinking it just means we need to change the way we built this. We need to use a modal.
No, because we can do this on the same page. Like copying and pasting the form, having 3 forms and displaying the current one.
Yeah, but I thought you just said I thought you just said the best way would be to have 3 separate pages.
Yeah, I'm not sure. In the end, I'm not sure. Because
Okay.
it's not a big form, so I don't know.
Well, let's do it. Let's do this like this for now. So let's say, so we have step 1. And we'll do step 2. And what we'll do is we will have, I guess we can have a variable that step. It will be a number, and by default it will be 1. Oops.
Yep.
Should I save it in local storage then?
No, because it will be the same page.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so by default we're gonna say step 1, and we're gonna do this right away. Display,
yeah. Could be even if you want to have a really small formula, you could even do step equal 1. No, if.
No, I prefer to be explicit.
Yeah.
But I think it's easier to debug. And okay. Okay, and we can actually change this here to display the other one. So I will just make sure I'm on the right one, and I am on the right one. So we'll just make this change right away, so that it's obvious to everyone.
By the way, because I know that some people asked also this recently, is that how does the div step 2 knows that it has to display now that step is 2? Is because we're using like Vue.js and kind of like React, so all the new JavaScript frameworks, they are reactive by default. So if you've got a part of your app that's dependent on a variable, if the variable changes, the apps will automatically know that it has to change. So you don't have to do like, I think you've got to do this, for example, in Bubble, saying, okay, the step changed, so now I have to display this and not this one, but it's declarative. Yeah, it's like anything is bound inside your div, it will automatically react to the value of the variable. So you don't have anything else to do, basically.
And actually, that's a good point here. For example, I changed it manually and I moved the divs around to have the right color, but we could say step. We can say step 2 of 3 here, and if we went with this.
Actually, I was thinking about something. If you wanted to be completely like not like use the same code twice, maybe having a div containing new poll, the step, and the dots, and binding the dots to the step and also the text, and only changing the actual form container.
Sorry, what?
Like new poll, step 2 or 3, and the dots. It won't be in the step div. Because basically they won't change, they will be bound to the step. So like
step, you're right. Yeah.
And only changing the form container and having like 3 forms in the same div.
Okay.
Because otherwise you will copy paste some formulas for steps and like the buttons.
And that's a really good point. And so the containers.
And when you code or no code, it's better to not redo the same thing twice.
Let me get rid of this.
So actually delete step 2 entirely.
Yeah, I got it. So login, I'm gonna rename step 1.
Yeah.
And now get rid of this. Boom. In here.
Nice.
Step 2 here. And that way, and what do we want to sell?
Display. Yeah, sorry.
So here we've got step.
Sorry.
So here we have step. Okay, and here what we'll do is first we'll bind the background
color. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just. I think it's the same now.
I think it's the same.
My names are really crap. That's something you shouldn't do when you should. No, it's not. It's not exactly. That's okay.
But by the way, that's something we need to address. But in a formula, you won't be able to use colors from your design system. So you'll have to copy paste the RGB or X.
Okay. And let's see what it looks like. Okay. So pasting this in here. So here I will say.
Step equal 1, then it's purple, otherwise it's black.
No, that's not what I want to say, since it needs to work for step 2 as well.
But then step 2 will be on the second div, step equals 2. And the third div, step equals 3. Because there will be the same 3 dots. So basically we will bind all the dots and just change the number of the index of the step.
Okay. Oh, I know. Okay. Let's do this for now. And
you need to quote the
Yeah. Okay, and the color is actually.
Yeah, nice. And then you just copy paste the formula and change the index, and that should be it.
We can do a reusable formula.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, current step. Okay. That's nice.
Here will be this.
Now you have to remove the 1 then and use the step parameter.
Boom.
Step is not defined, but that's no biggie.
Yeah, I think it will work. So let's see if it works here. In our formulas from the project, step color.
Color 1. Yeah.
Nice. And let's see. Project step color 2. And step color 3. And now let's see if we change this. What did I do?
What?
What did I do?
What just happened?
It's because I think this is not displayed. So let's see.
Maybe you still have the binding on the whole section.
I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's true.
Binding. Yeah. There we go. There we go.
That's better.
Let's see. Yay!
Nice.
Okay, cool. Now I have to put
Do
my
the same on.
binding on
Yeah.
step 1. And where's my display? So yeah, here you were saying to simplify it to
Yeah.
like it. Okay.
Because like doing a comparison in code, it will always evaluate to a boolean, so true or false. So if you're comparing two values, it will just say, yeah, they are the same, or they're not the same, or one is bigger or smaller than the other, and you will always get true or false. So you don't even need the if for this.
Yep. For me, actually, it helps. I don't know if it's similar for others, but for me, it helps me to be explicit to have the if. I don't know if it can have an impact on performance, like when you have really complex projects.
No.
And
It's a bit longer with the if, but that's like nothing. In the final app, that's nothing added.
But since Flo taught me that, in Supabase you can choose the integers like 2, 4, or 8, I think, and he said, like, he mentioned that on complex apps, like, it can have an impact, and I thought, wow, I had never thought of that. So
yeah, no, not on this one. The hardest thing to comprehend, especially if you're coming from code like me, is that in code a comparison will be with 2 equals in almost all languages, or 3 equals. 1 equal is normally an assignation, so like normally it would be step is not equals to 2. But in no code, in the formula in WeWeb, it's like a comparison. So it's like in JavaScript, step equals 2. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I guess it's just a question of habit. But for me, when I see this, I just know that like next week or the week after, it will take me like 5 or 10 seconds to understand what I did. Whereas if I write the if blah blah blah, I get it right away. But it's force of habit, really. This is cleaner for sure.
It's like concatenate versus the plus. When you've got many pluses in a string, you're like, what is this?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we actually did a decent job for today, I guess. We maybe the one thing is will the form be a submit, or will we keep the submit for
what
the
I
last?
would do is that I would do form submits on all steps to validate the inputs and then go to the next step, but only on the last one, sending also all the previous variables.
Okay. And so maybe on submit, we will like change the variable, the step variable.
Yeah, exactly. And you do a +1, so the same. Yes, like taking step +1.
Yeah, I need the step for.
Yeah.
Boom. Let's see.
We won't see it because step 2 is like.
Yeah,
you already have step 2, and step 2 is the same. We would see it.
I was on step 1, but we see it on step 1. So if I go here, boom.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we don't have it yet. Okay.
Yeah, and next time we could do like required inputs, all the logic, and also this big thing. This thing will be quite hard to do, but I've got an idea.
You've got an idea? Okay, good.
Yeah, I think you can prepare a div that will get all the design and the dropdowns, and to store the possibilities, you will do an array as a variable, and you would just push it to the end, because you don't know before how many dates you will have, so just to use an array and push it every time.
Yeah. But for this display, how would you Would you just
For the calendar, that's a good question.
yeah?
Because you need the current date, so it's quite hard to do. Like, I think we've got a calendar.
We have a
the
calendar
UI kit.
and we can set it to the current date by default, but it doesn't look as pretty, and I don't think we can customize the design as much. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It will
Because
be a
really doing a
challenge.
calendar by hand is quite hard
Yeah.
from experience.
No, we have a calendar element that we can use, but so we're probably going to have to stray a little bit from, a lot, a lot from the design, or no, we also have that's the calendar. We also have the date range picker. Yeah, the date range picker actually is going to be the closest, because here what we can do is we can show always visible, so we can except
but that's a range, that's not multiple
but
dates.
So I don't know, we'll have to figure something out. Not sure what yet. We'll probably ask the team. In any case, we have a couple of weeks to think about it, because next week is a bank holiday in France on Friday, so we'll be skipping next week. And trying to I actually need to put it in my calendar, because I'm gonna forget to look into it and be very surprised on the 18th otherwise. Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for showing up. We didn't have many questions today, but if you have any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to ask us in the community, community.weweb.io, or on Twitter. And thanks a lot for joining me, Q. It was very helpful.
Annoying you with my remarks, like
changing
everything.
On the contrary. All right, cool. Have a great weekend,
everyone. See ya, people. Bye.
Bye.